All right. Hey, everybody. It's Sherman Ray, and this is the Nevada Conservative Podcast. Thank you all for being a part of the broadcast today. Great lineup today, guys. I mean, this is going to be very fun today. I'm looking really forward to it. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the DSA, because there's actually an election today in Detroit, or in Michigan today. So we're going to talk a little bit about this. We're going to also talk about Tucker Carlson. Okay, Tucker Carlson actually has got a brand new political party that he just started, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're going to talk about a phenomena that I think people seem to think that it makes sense, that people, and we want to talk this about elections and why people vote for people and how the Democrat Party is just going. Well, that's fine by them. Okay, so anyways, when we come back, folks, we'll get it all together. This is Sherman Ray with the Nevada Conservative Podcast. Stick around. Back in just a minute. Okay, stick around. Alrighty, folks. It is a Monday morning. It's August. Yeah. Yeah. Where did the time go? Summer is over with. Kids are going back to school. And we're very excited about what's going on here in America. There's a wave of optimism and a wave of pessimism running through America. And and we're gonna highlight some of it today, guys. Because so, anyways, before we get going, I'm Sherman Ray. I'm the Nevada Conservative. Thank you all for being a part of the broadcast. Before we get going too much further, hit that subscribe button. Many of you have seen it below you there. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and we'd love for you to get involved with the show. Every time that we have one of these broadcasts, you'll get an update on what's going on. We're also on Spotify and Rumble, Truth Social. Our YouTube channel, our Facebook page is exploding. I'm very excited about that. And Instagram. So we're all over social media. So thank you all for being a part of that whole thing. And let people know about it, guys. I don't know how much longer Facebook is going to put up with us. There was a time when they actually shadow banned us and stuff like that, and now we're like their best friends. They love us now, but there was a time where they hated us. Ooh, you just wouldn't believe how much they hated us. So the best way to get around that, go to our website at thenevadaconservative.com, thenevadaconservative.com, and you can so that way you never have to worry about it, because you'll always be in touch with us, because we upload our podcast there too. So let's talk a little bit about our friends in the DSA. Many of you know who the DSA are. The DSA, excuse me, for those of you who don't know who these guys, these are the Democrat Socialists of America. Yeah, they came along. They've been around for a little bit, but really they've been kind of an underground movement. I think that's probably a fair thing to say. And they've really not been. They really haven't gotten any traction. Bernie Sanders, I'm going to clear my throat, guys. Sorry about that. Bernie Sanders is probably the most visible person who is a part of the DSA. But other than that, really, they haven't gotten anything. Nothing significant is going on. And what they are is they're a bunch of socialists. They're a socialist party, a socialist party that is running on the back of the Democrat Party, or using the Democrat Party as a vehicle to get in. Okay, and I think that's probably the simplest way to describe them. They are socialists, guys. And many of you know that socialism is just one germ cell away from being communist. Socialism basically means they want to take the productions, the means of production which means your business, your ability to make money, corporations, they want to put it all under a mantle that the government controls, and they give it out based upon some magic, I don't know, some magic formula that they decide that is right for all humanity, which is pretty, there's a lot of hubris there. That a group of people go, well, we think we know what you love best, and we know what you're doing. So those are Democrat socialists. And so now they've got 35 candidates who are running for office this year, folks. All of a sudden, they exploded. And this really came as no surprise to many of us who've been watching this for a long time. Democrats have been, they've allowed these guys to come along for quite a long time. And what do I mean by that? So Democrats, progressives, these liberals, have come up with this idea that America is not good enough for them. And so they want to add things on to America, like homosexuality, like transgenderism, universal health care, Medicare for all, opening up the borders, that kind of stuff, packing the courts because they don't get their way. They've been adding all these things on, and over the last number of years, they've conditioned America so that when these Democrat socialists come along, people go, yeah, those guys are just like the other guys. Let's vote for those guys too. And literally, they're not. Democrat socialists are a lot worse, if there can be such a thing. Zohran Mamdani was probably the most visible person outside of Bernie Sanders who has come along, and now he's the mayor of New York City, and he's starting to implement policies that people are starting to go, are you out of your mind? This guy wanted to put together, what do they call these? Government-run stores. So government-run stores, he wanted to implement those. I think they've got 5 of them slated to open up in the New York and any of the boroughs, little hamlets that are in New York City. And they're going to run people out of business. There's no ifs, ands, or buts to it. If you put up a government-run store that undercuts the market value of things by 30%, even if it was only 5%, they could run somebody out of business. But 30%, no, you can't compete with that. There's just no way about it. So now Zohran Mamdani, he runs for office. He's doing his thing. He's starting to implement some of his policies, and that's a whole different show. But what I want to focus on is this guy. His name is Ro Khanna, and Ro Khanna, many of you know who Ro Khanna is. He's actually a congressman. He's out in California, and Ro Khanna, if you've watched any of the Fox News stories or anything like that, you've probably seen this guy a lot. Because he's the pragmatic guy, or the middle of the road guy. He's the nice Democrat, right? Oh gosh. So Ro Khanna, I think he's going to probably run for president, but Ro Khanna has been seen on stage with Zohran Mamdani, Hassan Piker, AOC, Bernie Sanders, this new guy, Abdul El Sayed, and any number of DSA candidates, and they are promoting these DSA candidates. And why? And you say to yourself, well, Ro, why would you ever get in bed with these guys? You're supposed to be a nice guy. You're supposed to be, okay? Well, once again, I think it is because Ro Khanna is a survivor, okay? Him, Susan, and what's the girl who was a Pocahontas? I forgot her name, and I'll remember just in the break here. But when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about Ro Khanna and why we believe that this guy right here is doing what he is doing. This is very interesting, you guys. You've got to get this, because this really tells you stories. It just really, I think it will surprise you. Anyways, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about Ro Khanna, the DSA, and why he's helping these guys out, okay? When we come back with the TNC podcast. We'll be right back in a second. All right, folks, I'm back. This is Sherman. This is the Nevada Conservative Podcast, the TNC podcast. And, some people were asking me, where do you get this podcast at also? You can actually get on Spotify. I believe we're on Apple Podcasts already. Just search around just look for the Nevada Conservative Podcast with Sherman Ray, and you'll see it. It's very... And guess what? You take it with us. Okay, take it with you anywhere you want to go, and then you don't have to, you can just listen to what I'm saying. We were just talking about Ro Khanna and why we believe that this guy is actually jumping in bed with the DSA guys. So I want you to understand something, okay? The DSA are a bunch of radical, hate America, want to overturn our society, a group of teenage Nazis. Okay, I mean, they're just terrible. They came on TV. They want to replace the presidency. Oh no, they don't want to replace. They want to end the presidency, the Senate, Department of War, the Supreme Court. These guys want to just overturn everything we've got. Okay, because they think they know it all. And Ro Khanna jumped in bed with these guys. Now, if you've been watching us for a little bit, you probably already know why Ro Khanna is doing this. And one of the reasons why Ro Khanna is actually doing this is because he's a survivor. I mean, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, is that he's a survivor, and what he's doing is he's saying, guess what, guys? I don't want to get primaried like a lot of people are. So even Abdul El-Sayed, the guy who's running for Senate in Michigan, set his sights on John Fetterman, Pennsylvania. He's a senator in Pennsylvania, and he already said that he wants to put that ogre's head on a pike. Yeah, which means basically he wants to cut off his head, stick it on a pole, and show everybody else, you better not do anything, to piss me off because we're coming after you. And Ro Khanna, just like all the other people, they know that opposing the DSA is suicide. And so rather than get primaried themselves, they go along to keep their jobs, which is really insidious. And that's offensive, guys. So I'm sure what a lot of you folks who picked your, candidates to be as your representatives, you did it for a reason, because those guys had the guts. They had the intestinal fortitude to fight for what is right. Okay, I think that's what we all did it for, right? That's why the Republicans voted for Donald Trump, because they knew he was the bad boy. Okay, you may not want to go out and have a beer with Donald Trump, but I can guarantee you do not want to offend this guy. You know he's going to do what he said he's going to do, and he's going to get it done. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay. Well, nobody wanted to hire a guy who's going to say, at the first sign of something bad happening, I'm going to fold up and die. Well, that's what Ro Khanna is doing. He wants to run for president, and he knows he's not going to be able to run for president if he gets primaried and he loses his job. Right now, across America, so far, 35 Democrats, not Republicans, not Republicans, but Democrats have been primaried by DSA candidates because they're not tough enough. Okay? It happened in New York. It happened a couple of times in New York. It's happening right now. It happened in Colorado. It's happening right now in Michigan, because they're going to vote for between, I think her name is Haley Stevens up in Michigan, and Abdul El-Sayed. They're going for it right now. Okay, this is tomorrow. And so they don't want that to happen to them. So this is very interesting. Establishment Democrats are worrying about their jobs, man. I mean, they really are. This is scary, isn't it? Gosh. So, it is what it is. Let's do this. Let's take a real quick break, guys. When we come back, we're going to start talking about Tucker Carlson, guys. You're not going to miss this, guys. Tucker Carlson is doing something that he said he was going to do it. This is scary. We'll be back in a second. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Well, welcome back, folks, to Sherman Ray, and this is the TNC podcast. Thank you all for being a part of the broadcast today, guys. Once again, if you've not subscribed to our channel, folks, go ahead and subscribe to it right now. There's a little thing over here to the side. Just go ahead and hit that thing every time we do a broadcast. You can actually be updated on. Also, on our website at thenevadaconservative.com, you can check out all kinds of articles. We're updating that all the time. New pertinent stuff that I think that you are going to want. We're looking for partners, guys. If you want to donate and want to help us out with the Nevada Conservative, we would love for you to donate and to help us with the production of this whole thing, because nothing's free. And we would love to continue to do this, but it would be great to have even more partners, maybe more affiliates, to help out with the lifting of everything here. So we want to remind you of that. So let's talk a little bit about Tucker Carlson. Oh, Tucker. So many of you know who Tucker Carlson is. Tucker Carlson used to be a commentator on Fox News. Before that, I believe he was in Daily Wire or something like that. No, I think it was in Newsweek. No, not Newsweek. National Review. I think it was National Review. Those guys. Smarty pants guy. Okay, but a longtime Fox News guy, and after being let go by Fox News, he started his own podcast. And he's been doing that the last couple of years. Well, a couple of years ago, Tucker Carlson said that he was going to, he's been pushing the envelope, basically, because, Tucker believes that, hey, he's right. And there's a lot of people. I think I'm right most of the time, guys. But I don't go ahead and tell everybody, guys, what, guys, I'm going to destroy everything if I'm not right. So Tucker Carlson, I guess he's taken umbrage with the president and his policies and him helping out Israel. And so what he's decided to do is start a new America First movement. And he's gotten together with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Massey, the guy who just got primaried in, I forgot even where Massey's at. Couple of other guys, and they're doing it, guys. This is legit. Now, they've not said that they've got a platform or they've got a donor base or anything like that, but he's the face of this new America First movement. And why? Because America supports Israel. And so what he's basically saying, okay, and I'm going to be very, very general about it because I'm sure there's a lot of nuanced things within his pantheon of complaints also, is that when President Trump ran for office, he basically said that we are not going to get into war. It's America first. It's MAGA, make America great again. We're going to be we're going to be focusing on America, and that's it. And then all of a sudden, we get drugged into this fight in Iran, and then we get actually the war in Gaza. Okay, but who knew this was going to happen, guys? Who knew that the Palestinians or Hezbollah was going to go ahead and attack Israel? This is the crazy thing about it. So Hezbollah attacks Israel. It's going to go up on 2 years now, I believe it is. It's coming up October 7th. It's going to be coming up on that anniversary. 1,200 Israelis were murdered. Over 250 people were taken prisoners. And Israel was a little upset about this. Made sense. And so Israel starts fighting against Gaza, the Gazans, the Palestinians, Hezbollah, and cleaning their clock. America gets involved in it because America is Israel is our little brother. There's no way we are going to turn our back on Israel. Tucker gets upset about it because we're supposed to be focusing on everything America. That's it. Oil, that's it. Infrastructure, whatever we're supposed to be doing here in America. And So he's upset. He's upset about the fact that we're helping Israel, and to the point where we're going, well, Tucker, I get it that you're upset about this, but we don't turn our backs on our brothers. We don't. And so so they're starting their own party, and it was just announced this weekend that this was happening. I don't know if Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene and the rest of them understand what they are actually doing. There are basically three parties in America, right? There's two major parties, the Republicans and Democrats, but then there are the independents, and the independents are twice as big as Republicans and Democrats. So the Republicans and the Democrats are vying for the independent votes because there's nobody that is leading the independent party. Okay, the independents are kind of voting for whoever they want to vote for. So it's really important that every vote counts. So you can imagine now what is going to happen to the Republican Party now as a result of these yahoos, Tucker Carlson and his band of merry men, because they're upset because America is helping out Israel. And I just don't think they're thinking this through. With all this laughing, the Tucker Carlson laugh. I don't think they're thinking this through to its logical conclusion. The DSA has already gone after the Democrat Party. Now you've got the America First movement that is going after the Republican Party. China could never have asked for anything better. Russia could have never asked for anything better. Okay, because we're killing ourselves, and it's because of people. Tucker, I could see it here. Okay, Tucker, if you're running for office, then you do something. Okay, but you're not even going to run for office. What you're trying to do is you're trying to say, I want my way. Well, guess what, Tucker? Who died and made you God? Who died and made you the leader of anything other than you being a talking head? That's ridiculous. So that's ridiculous, isn't it? I know this guy's a nut. Anyways, when we come back, folks, we're going to talk a little bit about a phenomena that is happening in voting that people think is logical, and I just don't think it's logical. So we'll be back in just a second, folks, with more of the TNC podcast. We'll be back in a second. All right, folks, we are back. Folks, this is our final segment. It really is. I know time goes by so quick, doesn't it? It really does. There's a lot more to talk about. So many things happened over the weekend. But I think this one phenomena that we're going to end the show on is because that I think really is, it's emblematic of what is going on in America right now. And what do I mean by this? Let me set this up. Every once in a while, you'll see an interview with a Democrat and a commentator, and they talk about Zohran Mamdani. They'll talk about this person or that person that's a DSA member, and they'll say, well, the DSA is a bunch of radical, crazy, ultra left wing socialists / communists, and they are they're cleaning the clock of the Democrats, but they want to destroy America. What do you say about this, Democrats? Should you guys kick them out of your party? What should you do? And this is pretty much this patent answer that you get from these guys, because they say, well, what they're showing, these Democrat socialists are showing, is that they are speaking to the electorate about the needs of the electorate and the reason why, and because they're winning, we have to accept that, and that it's a good thing. Okay, and they always cite Zohar Mamdani. They go, Zohar Mamdani won, so you should just accept it, and we should learn from that and everything else. And I go, and I'm thinking to myself, well, you guys missed the whole part here. You're rationalizing that this guy won an election as it being right, and not saying, no, this guy pulled the wool over everybody's eyes, and that's why he won. The two aren't the same thing. He was not right, you guys. He just pulled the wool over your eyes. Let me explain something to you, okay? Is it good for there to be a fad that goes along, and this isn't it, but if this was a Tide Pod, remember this, guys? Remember the kids were taking Tide Pods and they're eating them, and they're getting sick and stuff like that, okay? Is that a symbol of something good happening because a lot of people did it, or was that a sign of a lot of people being really stupid? Okay? You're right. It's a lot of people being stupid. Okay? The DSA is the same thing. Okay? If you ask most people what the DSA is, they have no idea what it is. The only thing they hear over and over again is free. Free, 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 free. That's all they hear, okay? The vast majority of people who are DSA acolytes or people who are voting for DSA candidates are under 30 years of age, okay? Which means their little minds have just barely started to wake up to the reality of life, okay? They still believe that everything is free. They're still playing video games, guys, okay? Most of them are still playing video games at their parents' houses. So if you ask them, yeah, guys, would you vote for somebody who's telling you to have everything free? Of course, what are they going to say? Yes, let's vote for that guy, okay? They have no idea that socialism is not capitalism, which is what bought them that Tide Pod that they're popping every day, okay? DSA socialism is not capitalism. And if you tell them, I could see it if you tell these people, guys, okay, if you were being fair about it, and you said to them, and I tell my kids this, I raise my kids on this. I said, guess what? You go to work 8 hours a day, you make $1 every hour. How much you make at the end of the day? $8. Okay. Now I'm a socialist. I'm telling you that now I don't think you should make that much money. I think you should make $4 an hour. What do you think about that? Oh, wait a minute. And I'm going to take most of that money in taxes and give it to somebody you don't even know. What do you think of that, kids? They go, no, Dad, I don't like that, okay? Well, that's socialism, okay? Would you vote for me if I told you I was going to do that to you? They would go, no, Daddy, I would never vote for you, okay? I could see if you told people that before you voted for them, okay? But they're not telling them that. All they're telling them is free, 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 free. That's it. So when Democrats are told, hey, guess what, guys? Zohar Mamdani won. And Hassan Piker is going around telling everybody the same thing. Or AOC is telling them the same thing. Free, 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 free. Okay? Are you upset about that? And they try to rationalize it by saying, but they won. I'm thinking to myself, are you out of your friggin' minds? Okay? This is why, this is the danger in an uneducated electorate. This is the danger in the Democrats allowing people to have the wool pulled over their eyes, okay? Because we as Republicans, we're not going to allow that to happen, okay? As with this platform, I'm not going to allow that to happen, guys. I'm going to tell people over and over and over again, socialism is not capitalism, okay? Capitalism is a good thing, okay? That's why you got your TV. That's why you've got your little iPad or whatever you're using, your computer. That's why you have your house. That's why you have the food at the stores, okay? Is because of capitalism, okay? That's the only way you get all that stuff. Socialism does not produce that. Socialism takes all that stuff and gives it to people until they have nobody else to take it from. So, we've got a problem with this whole Democrat socialism thing. Okay, right to tomorrow you've got Abdul El Sayed going against forgot a girl's name. Her last name is Stevens, Haley Stevens, and the winner of that will go up against Mike Rogers in the general election. Mike Rogers right now is polling ahead of both of these guys, so which is a great thing. But it is not a shoo-in thing, guys. We've got to begin to do more than hope that. Hope. Okay, the same thing is happening in Texas. James Tallarico is going up head-to-head against Ken Paxton, and we've got to do everything we can to make sure conservatives win, because if the DSA wins, guys, guess what? America as we know it is probably going to be going the way of the dodo bird. Okay. Anyways, this has been Sherman Ray for the Nevada Conservative Podcast. Thank you guys once again for being a part of the broadcast. We hope that you guys will pick this up, get it on Spotify, on Facebook. Oh, Instagram. We're on Instagram too, guys. Blowing up on Instagram also, okay? X, and all the other social medias, okay? Anyways, it's been Sherman Ray for the Nevada Conservative. Thank you so much, and we will see you again tomorrow, okay? Same bat time, same bat channel. You guys take it easy. Bye-bye.